Hi everybody, welcome to WordWork. Today we're going to learn how to use context clues to figure out the missing word in a sentence. So context clues are just clues in a sentence that help you figure out what that missing word could be. We're going to watch a short video that will help explain it.
Sometimes when we read, we come across words that we do not understand. When this happens, I like to use clues from the sentences and pictures or the context of the story to help me figure out the meaning of a word. Let's use the clues from the context to figure out the meaning of the word foal. The foal was a tired little horse and laid in the pasture. From the sentence, we learn that the foal is a type of horse that is little. The picture shows us that the horse is a baby. We can then figure out that the word foal most likely means a baby horse. Let's reread the sentence and substitute the meaning for the word. The baby horse was a tired little horse and laid in the pasture. That makes sense. We could check the dictionary or ask an adult to check our work. Let's practice this strategy again. Sam and his horse Zoe moseyed in the pasture like turtles. Oh, that's a tough word, moseyed. Well, the picture shows that they are out riding in the pasture, and the sentence tells us that they are like turtles. That must mean that they are going quite slow. So the word mosey probably means moving slowly. Sam and his horse, Zoe, move slowly in the pasture like turtles. Oh, that makes sense. Let's try a trickier problem. Cowboy Sam adjusted the loop on his lariat before attempting to lasso his brother. He tried 3 times and eventually it circled his brother's head and fell down to his ankles. Cowboy Sam succeeded in catching his brother. There are 2 tricky words in these sentences, lariat and lasso. These sentences tell me that Sam caught his brother while attempting to lasso him. I know that cowboys like Sam throw a rope at cattle to catch them. This must be what lasso means, to throw a rope around something. In the first sentence, I learned that Sam adjusted the loop on his lariat to rope his brother. It sounds like a lariat is a thing that he adjusted. I know that lassoing involves a rope with a loop, so the lariat must be the special name of the rope he used. Cowboy Sam adjusted the loop on his rope before attempting to rope his brother. That makes sense. Now you try. Use the clues from the context to find the meaning of the bolded word. Bridle. Press pause to give yourself more time to think. Cowboy Sam put the bridle on Junebug's head so he could lead her around the pasture. A bridle is a headgear made out of straps and is used to guide or control an animal. Once you get the hang of using context clues to help you find the meaning of tricky words, your comprehension or understanding of the text will soar. Comprehension. Tricky word. Aha! The clues from the context tell me that my understanding of text will soar.
We're going to be practicing this a lot this year, using the clues from a sentence to figure out the missing word. And the reason they keep saying comprehension is that, like we talked about with the 5-finger rule, you're supposed to read stories where you don't know a word or two on every page. Well, not every page, but every now and then you're not going to know a word or two. And if you need some strategies to figure out what that word is, and one of those strategies is to use context clues. So what you're going to need for WordWork today is your reading work page packet. Pause the video while you go get that. All right, we're going to be opening up to the first page here. The very first page has your vocabulary words on it for the week. You are going to want this for your vocabulary assignment, which I'll talk about next after we go over context clues. And then we're going to turn to page number 3. On page number 3, you're going to see a list of words up top and some sentences down below. The directions for part A say, write the word that completes each sentence. So you'll notice that in the sentence, it's missing a word. We're going to have to use context clues or clues from the sentence to figure out what the missing word might be. Because sometimes it can be overwhelming to look at this all at once, I like to block off what sentence I'm working on. So number 1 says, I will blank for the best pet in the show. So we have to think which one of these words would fit there. Keywords for me are like best pet in the show. So something about being with a pet in a show. Well, I will clap for the best pet in the show. Maybe. I will camp. No, camp doesn't really have anything to do with pets or show. I will hand for the best pet in show. Doesn't make sense. I will stamp for the best pet in the show. Maybe. I will snack. Probably not. So I would go through each one until I found one or two that would fit in the blank. And so I think it's going to be clap, because for the best pet, you would probably clap. I might, as I go through this, I might realize that I was wrong, but I'm going to start with that and cross it out because you're only going to use each word one time. Number 2 is a question sentence. Will you help me blank this heavy box? I wonder what word would go through in there. You have to go through each word. Will you help me camp? Doesn't make sense. Will you help me hand? Doesn't make sense. So I would go through each one until I found one that made sense. And I can see that the word lift is here, and heavy box makes me think of the word lift. So will you help me lift this heavy box? And I would cross it out. You're going to go ahead and do the rest of these. And then I have another video that will show you the answers so that you can check your work. Part B says, write the spelling words that have this, and it's not spelling, remember, we're just words that have the same meaning as the words below. So you're going to write the synonyms, which is just a fancy way of saying the words that mean the same. So for number 11, it says ill. Ill means that you're sick. So that one is sick. Ill and sick means pretty much the same thing. So that's what you do on that part of it. When you're done with all 15, like I said, you're going to watch my second video on the Google slide, which will give you the answers so that you can make sure that you're on the right track. Now on to vocabulary. Your vocabulary is going to be on Go Formative today. And what you're going to have to do is there's going to be a story that's broken down into questions that's missing a word, and the word will be a vocabulary word. Each word will only be used one time, but you're going to have to select the word that correctly fills in the blanks using those context clues. And again, that's going to be on Go Formative. I'll share that link with you. Spellings in this packet, vocabulary is on Go Formative, and then you are done for the day, with word work at least. Thank you.